Trips Save Victor Roll. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes. And it is everybody's favorite, my eyeshadow palette collection and a declutter. Well, we hope. So if you want to see what my collection is looking like right now, what palettes I possibly declutter, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. So here we are, it's that time of year again. I was looking through videos and thinking of ideas and I was like, wow, it's been almost a year. I have no idea what's going on here. Almost a year since we did a proper look through my collection and a declutter. I admit, a couple things given away, or I sold to a friend. She wanted to buy one of the melt palettes from the Halloween collection. That was the two-part, the Halloween, the Christmas Town, and Halloween Town. I had returned Christmas Town because it was terrible. I still had Halloween Town. I liked it, but I wasn't that excited about it, and I didn't want her to spend full price on it, so I sold it to her. And there's been a couple other little palettes in between that I've given away. Nothing too exciting, probably. I think maybe a couple Revolution and a few others. But anyway, so if you did watch this last year and you're like, hey, didn't she have... That would be one I've given away, if you can even remember, because I can't remember. So the first things I'm going to start with, I'm going to do this in several parts. So part one, I will insert a little clip. I'm going to do anything that's on my collectible shelf that are collections that are too big to house anywhere. And then I do have one little, you can't see it, but it'll be in the video. It's one little white storage container that I inherited a little while ago from a film crew that was filming in our building that I used to house makeup. Everything else that's in my vanity drawers, I will take out a drawer at a time. And then I have one drawer in another mobile set that also hides, well, could be, that keeps my eyeshadows, my highlighters, my blushes, and extra bits and bobs. But we're here for the eyeshadows today. So I'm going to say that for sure, I could say 99%, that anything that's part of the, that are collections that I've got, or some of the bigger ones that are on my display cabinets will not be decluttered, but we just wanted to show them. And as I'm going along, I'm going to try to count them, because I didn't have time to go through that. Well, hey, I'm lying. I did not have the energy to go through and count them all in advance. So I thought that I would try and do that as we're doing it. And if I kind of get lost in between, counting in between, I'll try and do a big count as I'm putting everything back. So I just wanted to show my eye look that's matching my hoodie dress. The matte shade that I use is from the Blair MUA, and then I got from Wilma, she sent me a nice green shimmer from Be Perfect, like a loose one. So I thought I would use that today. I thought it looked really good with the grungy green from the Blair MUA palette, and would look good with my sweatshirt. And we will see the palette at some point as we go along. And this also doesn't include singles, and I'm not sure if I'm going to include anything that no single collections. I'm not going to collect that. This is actual ready-made palettes. Okay, so first off, what we've got here, I'm gonna pull over my little cart. I got this vintage tea cart, and it has come quite in handy. So on top, because I just popped it there, I've got this palette from Cursed Cosmetics. I won this in a contest. I really like it, as it was the first time trying Cursed Cosmetics. Of course, I'm keeping it, and plus I have a few different things that are coffin shaped that I have part of my display. I'm not going to look through everything. I'm going to mostly focus on anything that I'm thinking about decluttering. Those ones will look in more in depth. But there we go. So there is that there. We have here, this is from Kaleidos. This was a collection, I can't even remember what it's called, from a little while back. It was, here, let me get the roof off here. There we go. It was 2 eyeshadow palettes, 6 liners. One that I use most often is somewhere else. And then I had picked, or I gotten for free, one of my favorite eye primers, which I haven't opened yet. So anyways, one is a very lavender palette, one is a slightly more neutral palette. I love the Kaleidos quality. It's the newer ones. I like this collection. And like I said, most of the kind of collection stuff I, at least right now, will not get rid of. So I'm going to keep that there. So this still might be, even with this thing, a little interesting for a bit until I have one section free. I've got a couple of things, and these ones I've got recently. I got them from my friend Martha. She was doing an order. This one she ended up not liking and gave this one to me, or it wasn't her color, Jam, because she had bought the whole collection. It's the Margarita palette by Glamlight. I really like it. I think I did a video on it. I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to keep it in the packaging for now. If my display ever gets too full that I need to remove something, then I might take the palettes out. But right now, and they're a little dusty, I've been cleaning the shelves as I was taking these down as well. And I have the Dirty Martini one, and this one, I love it. It's like beautiful green shades. So of course, these are going nowhere. And then, okay, this one I'm going to show as a whole collection because I do have a box, not the collector box, but I do have the big box that the shipment came in from my Ghost Face collection. But everything kind of nicely fits in my Friday the 13th bag from Glamlight. This was the only thing I believe I bought from the Friday the 13th collection, and it was because Martha was buying something and it was on super cheap sale. So I thought, oh, and then it houses all my stuff. So it does have a few other things in here from the Ghost Face collection, like the lip kits, but we are not focusing on those. But there are a whack of palettes in here. So first off, we've got two here. These are from the Nightmare on Elm Street. This is Never Sleep Again. And that is the one, the very red one there. And then I also got the Freddy Krueger palette. And of course, you know why I had to get this one. It is mostly the greens. Some people didn't like these. I love them, didn't have a problem with them. But then again, makeup artists use makeup quite differently, or people who do more extravagant makeup. So maybe for them it wasn't a thing, but for me, I really quite like these. So I ended up getting those two in the collection when they went on sale. I got the whole Ghost Face, but we're just doing eyeshadows. And then this also shows the Ghost Face palette. I really do kind of still want the Friday the 13th one, to be fair. This was my accidental one. I was supposed to be getting, I thought I was picked Friday the 13th. I did not, but I'm very happy that I got the Ghost Face collection. I've been very thrilled with this. So of course, like I'm saying, it's part of the collector sets, so we will not be getting rid of those. So then I have a couple things here that were a little bit big. Here's the Unearthly Dead of Night palette. It also came in a beautiful little like collector's box. And then you had your palette in there. The color story is amazing. We'll take a quick, whoops. I don't collect those plastic things anyways. That is absolutely fabulous. It is one of my favorite palettes. So of course this is going nowhere. I've got a couple big ones that I just popped on top here. I just did a video recently checking to see if the quality was still good on this, and it was. The Beauty Bay Bright Mattes, so we are keeping that one. I have the Prado's Sagrado palette. I love this. I'm normally not a neutral person, but I was kind of drawn to this one, and the quality is so amazing. I did so many looks with this. This is, like, for me, the absolutely perfect neutral palette of all time. So from Prado's Beauty. I'd first thought about putting these in by grouping them by brands. Some sections are, but when it comes to the collectibles, bigger palettes, there'll be some things, you'll see some brands again. This is a pretty recent one. This is from Artitude Cosmetics. This is the Phoenix Born from the Ashes palette. This beauty is going absolutely nowhere. As I say, I'm not really showing palettes, but come on. She be gorgeous. I'm a huge Artitude fan. The newest one is on my list, but I was a good girl and I didn't pick it up, but it is on there. I do have all the other ones, so eventually I think I have almost all the other ones, so it should be on there. And then this one was this thing that was gifted to me. Hold on, let me check the shape. Yes, so I had bought one of the series. There's Culture 1 and 2, I think. And I think this is the one that was gifted to me, and the other one I bought myself. It is beautiful. I love Juvia's Place. This is one of the newer ones, and it's bright and colorful, and I'm going to keep this one. We did declutter a whack of Juvia's Place the last time. There may be a few more this go around, just because they've been around for a really long time. So we have that. Let's pop this over here to now have room again. So I got a little while back this St. Angel Sinners bag, and in here what I've been doing, just because they're small and that way they don't get kind of lost and jumbled in one of the makeup drawers, I put a lot of my little teenier ones in here. So it holds all my, like, you know, six pans, 8 pans sort of sized ones. So I do have a whack in here. These are going nowhere. They're all relatively newish, like in the last year or two. It's one of my favorite brands, but we've got here the Cupid's Arrow. I've got, oh, these are 2 of my absolute favorites. It's the Air Baby 1 and 2, I guess. Yeah, because they both say Air Baby on them. Does something else on the back? Anyways, these are 2 of my favorite of all time. This one I had to Posh. I got off Poshmark. I absolutely love them, so they're never going anywhere. Basically, one of my favorite palettes, if not the favorite palette of last year, the Secret Sinner Society. So that 100% is still staying. We've got a Swim Team. We've got the St. Angel Sinners with Funny Butter and St. Angel Sinners, Her Royal Highness. Most of these have been gifted, so either from Darcy herself, or I've got a few from Wilma, and there we go. So like I said, these I like to nicely store in the container here. Alrighty, and then collections. Got a couple big ones here. We've got the Betty Boop collection. So this is brand new. It's amazing. It's totally my vibe, and of course we're keeping everything, including the palette that is in here. The mirror is not in here because I use it all the time. But yeah, this palette is great. I got a video up on that. So again, that is staying as well. And then on the shelf, one of my newest collections, and oh, it is so amazing. This is from Wicked Widow. They did have a pre-order, and another pre-order was shipped, and then they had another one. So I think you're still able to get this amazing collection. So again, it is I'll use my head. It is a full collection, but we're talking about palettes. And of course, this whole collection is never going to go anywhere in the history of ever. So we've got that there. And then I've got a few more on the bigger side and a few more collections on the bottom. Then I will pause, tally, and we will go on to the next set. So one of the other newest things I've got here was the Summer Mystery Box, the small one. They had it for super dirt cheap. I always wanted the palette and liked the lip colors in this one. Wilma wanted the highlighter in there, which I kept calling a blush, but she wanted the highlighter, which I have shipped to her. She has it in her little hands, but of course I am keeping the little palette. And then of course this was the original one, and this one I got gifted from Wilma was the large one. I bought the small one, she gifted me the large one. She had used it but didn't feel like she was going to use it again, and like I said, she was wanting the pink highlighter. She kind of was kicking herself for not getting that one. So this is the orangey one, and of course this is more my spooky kind of colors, and the palette is really beautiful, and of course it's the collection. So this one I'm going to keep it all. If Wilma didn't want the pink highlighter so bad, I might have kept that as well too, but I don't feel bad breaking that one up. Here's one of the other ones that I have, and I love this one. This is when they were Alien Cosmetics, so this is Unearthly, and it is the Smells Like a Teen Spirit, or Holiday Spirit. It's their grungy palette. It came with some lip products. I know, eventually I think I will take all the lip products out so I can use them, so I remember to use them, but I just love this palette. It's of course going to stay because it's a collection. And then we've got the Valentine's collection here, which came with a palette, a blush palette, and then lippies, and of course we are keeping the palette. It is not my favorite, of all the collections, this is probably my least favorite collection, but I really do enjoy it. But out of all the collections that I picked up from Unearthly, that was my least favorite. And then the one that started the collecting their mystery boxes, the most amazing mystery box probably of all time, was their Halloween one that came out, I want to say it's 2 years ago now. And I also keep in there, because it's Halloween, I have their Witching Hour palette from when they were Alien Cosmetics, and this one is also not going anywhere because it's Halloween themed. And this one, it came with 3 mini palettes, a highlighter palette, and then 3 spooky fun colors for Halloween, a green, a black, and a purple. So we're just going to keep all those together, and then we're keeping that. And then I've got a few really big ones on the bottom, and then like I said, we will stop. I'd even put away because none of these are going anywhere. Count, and then we will go to the next set. So then we have, oh, they're ginormous, Miss P. Louise. So the first one that I ever got was the Worldly palette. It's the one with all the sand. I got it, I had missed a mystery. I wanted to get one of their monthly budget boxes and I missed it, but then they had a great deal to get this beautiful palette with the 2 shelves. Does this one have 2 shelves? Oh no, this one doesn't have 2 shelves. It's the one shelf. This one with a brush and some of her eye primers. I got it for such a good deal. The whole thing was less than the original price of this palette. And I'm keeping it because I like it a lot. This one I got, this is one of the smaller big palettes. This is a Beauty and the Breakup. This is also P. Louise. It's also a single shelf one. This one I got from Wilma. She had gotten this. She found that she wasn't using it. It was a little bit too neutral for her. I really like it. It's also the perfect, I would say wedding palette. Excuse me. Everyday palette, and you could deepen it up a little bit for a nighttime look. I really quite like this one. I was surprised how much I did like this one. I do like the P. Louise quality. And then, of course, probably one of my favorite palettes of all time, one of the ones that I would grab or rebuy, or if it was one of my only palettes, would be the Money Shot. Now, this one is absolutely ginormous. This one is 2 shelves. So this one is all these kind of greens, and then on the bottom, you've got kind of greens and grungies and kind of grungy golds. I love this, and I won this from the amazing Teresa Mulhern. If you don't follow her, you should do, on Instagram and on YouTube. So there we go. Oh, one more big one, no, 2 more big ones, and these I recently got from my friend Daniela, and these are from Made by Mitchell. I did a video with 2 looks using one of each, and then I did a palette bingo using these because I had promised her I would. So there's the Feet on the Ground, Head in the Clouds, and I really like these palettes. They are technically older because they were in her collection first, but I really wanted to try by Made by Mitchell. The quality on them is still really good, so of course I am keeping them. Okay, so now we're on to our white shelving unit, and then a couple that we have on top. On top are all the same brand. This would be Perfect. These are quite nice sized palettes and will take up a little bit of room. So one of the first palettes that I ever got that I really like from them is the Compass of Creativity. This is a quad, so there's technically 4 palettes in here. I don't think you could ever buy them separate, and there were several different versions of this. I think there was one that might have been more neutral, I think, and this one was the more colorful one. So this one has purples and blues, pinks, greens, and then kind of some yellows and neutrals. I really like this. I think I might have done maybe a couple videos with this because somebody had asked for another one, and I really enjoy this palette a lot, and it was a gift, and it's not going anywhere. This is another one that was gifted to me. This is the Carnival XL Pro Stacey Marie. This is probably one of the first of them. Maybe it was 3 or 4, I can't remember, of the Stacey Marie palettes. This one is really beautiful. This is one, I don't think they do it anymore, but it has some highlighters in it, and then you have, of course, because she was known for more rainbow colors, and then this one has a little bit of neutral. I haven't had a chance to play with it as much as I like. I did get, I want to say it was this year or late last year, but I will play with it because I do love them. This one I bought, and this is the Carnival Interstellar, and the reason why I bought this one, because of this. I was looking at, was it Natasha Denona's big black and white one? I was looking at an all black and white one, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to have that much. So I thought this was perfect, and that was something where I could, because it was before I had gotten the other Stacey Marie, so I thought it would be like kind of the first time to get a Stacey Marie palette, and it would be the perfect one because it has the blacks and silvers and grays that I like, plus a lot of color. So there is that one there. So it makes me, I have 2 of the Stacey Maries, and then I have the Antidote, which is also apparently Stacey Marie. There we go. Carnival Antidote. This is one that is more neutral, I believe. Yes. neutral with some grungy greens, and this was also gifted to me from Wilma. I love it. That's another reason why I won't give it away, but like I said, I really do like this palette, and it's going to be in one of, and I think it's coming up in the next 3 months. It is one of the ones that I'm going to do with my name a twin, so we will be playing with this. And then we also have, and I know this one for sure is not available anymore, is the Be Perfect Manifest Dream Big palette. The cover is so beautiful. The inside equally so. One of the shimmers here is really loose, so I gotta be very careful. It's just a very soft formula, but I really like this one as well. It's a nice, more grungy colored palette. So of course we are keeping all of those. Like I said, I try to keep them some brands as possible, but sometimes due to sizing or whatever, they may get a little mixed up. So this is from Midas Cosmetics and Drench Cosmetics. It was a collab, and it was the Genesis palette. It is really warm in here. I might have to change my shirt. Wow, air conditioning is not helping. It is really murky out. It was raining this morning, but still it is like muggy and hot. So this is the Genesis palette. I just want to quickly show this one because I adore this palette. I've used it quite a bit. It doesn't look like I have, but I have. I really do enjoy this one. This one is definitely not going anywhere. It does. I don't even know. I have to check. I don't even know if Drench exists anymore, but I know Midas doesn't. So I'm not planning to get rid of any of my Midas right now, but you never know in future, because again, quality. So we've got Flower Bomb. I got this one. This was their one of their first ones that gave them a lot of popularity. The Flower Bomb palette, it used to be always out of stock, but they had some when they were closing out, so I got it on their closing out sale. It is a very pastel leaning palette. I've used it once or twice, and again, because it's Midas and they don't exist anymore, I think I'm going to keep this one a little longer, and I've not had it that long. I guess I'd say a year. I do have more. They will probably show up at some point in here. Alrighty, here's one of my favorite new brands. This is Beauty Moon Cosmetics. This is the 6 Feet Under palette. They had released it on their own, and it happened to be part of their Halloween mystery box. So I ended up getting a mystery box and was excited that this palette was in it because I wanted it and I didn't get the palette, but it was in the mystery box. So there it is. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. It is very spooky, 6 feet under-ish, and it's relatively new, so I am keeping it. I will probably keep anything that has a Halloween theme to it as well. This was a Christmas present from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, and it was I believe their Christmas palette that they had a few years ago. I don't know if they're bringing it back, but Wilma was buying something and it was the last one, and she felt that I needed to have it, and yes, I did. I don't have a lot of Christmas palettes. It is a very beautiful. Look at this red. I'm normally not a huge glitter person, but it is very nice, and I definitely like using this one for Christmas looks, and with the right glitter glue, glitter can be good. One of the first ones, I believe this was the first one I ever tried. This is Visage. It was the Beauty Moon Cosmetics X Ice Cream Beauty. This is also a beauty and is also going nowhere. I really enjoy this one. That purpley shade in there is beautiful, and it's pretty new as well, like within the last year, because I only collected Beauty Moon for a year or Beauty Moon ice cream for a year and a bit. I'm taking a break for now, even though they're torturing me with what they're releasing, but I just wanted to be able to buy some other things every month. And then this is another Beauty Moon Ice Cream Cosmetics. This is the Boudica Warrior Palette. Princess. You can also get this on the Beauty Moon website. I think all of these are still available on the Beauty Moon website. This is really, really nice. Of all their color stories that I have and will be getting, because I ordered the new palette, this is probably my least favorite, but I really like this quad over here and this quad over here. So I am keeping it a bit longer though, because A, it's new, and I do like it. So, and I'm just starting to collect them, so there we go. So we've got some Ace Beauté. I've got the Falling Into You. This was gifted to me, I believe, from Darcy. It is really beautiful. think I've had a chance to use it once because I can see my phalanges squishing in the cherry pie shade. But I definitely want to play with it some more. These are Ace Beauté is one of my favorite brands for eyeshadow. Has one of my ultimate favorite palettes, so I'm keeping this one. Hopefully we're going to be able to declutter some, but we'll see how it goes. I also have the Ace Beauté Classical Paradise. This one I got in, so a couple of them I got in was it a mystery box or anyway, yeah, I think it was a mystery box. So I got a couple together. So this is the Classical Paradise. This one is really, really, really nice. I like the grungy green. That would have gone well today. The golds, I really like these purple ones. I haven't had a chance to play with this as much. I think it just fell into a time where I bought a lot of makeup, but I will play some more with that. I have the Blossom Passion. This is the one that is having a religious moment. The one shade came broken. It looks like a little cross there. But anywho, this one is really pretty. I really like this one as well. I now have a bit more pinks, but I think when I had this one, I didn't have as much pink. So there we go. This one, it sold out really fast. It was some kind of limited edition, so I had to Poshmark this one. And this is the Violet Sage palette, and this one is absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's the perfect spring palette with greens, light pinks, and purples. So we're keeping that. We'll do that one for last. We've got the Nostalgia palette. This was the very first one that I bought. I also poshed this one because I think it was also maybe a limited edition one, but this one is fabulous. I love this. And the one that I love the most, one of my favorite palettes of all time, is the Ace Beauté Oceanic palette. This is the original formula. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but the original formula was perfectly fine. I was gifted another one of these, which I may do in a giveaway soon. But I don't know if it's new formula or old formula, and I wasn't about to play with it because I have this one and I love it. Like it is my perfect color story of all time. So there we go. We've got some Ace Beauté. Alrighty, so this will be the rest of the first drawer, and it is going to be Gourmand Girls. So first up, we have here the C'est L'Amour palette. This one was gifted to me from Wilma. Her and Martha are my makeup enablers. She just really liked the one shade in here, and then when she hit pan and it was running low, and she knew that because there was no more available of this, and I was like, oh, this was the one palette that I still had a chance of, and she's like, well, I only really used the one color. It's yours. Yes, so there's that one, so I'm keeping it because A, it was a gift, and B, it was the one I really wanted. Then we have, this is probably a brand I won't get rid of anything, to be fair. So this is the Spooked palette. This was from last year's Halloween, I believe. This one is very beautiful. And then I stick my thumb in. I gotta stop opening these things. I just made a big thumbprint in here. Okay, so anyways, this is really beautiful. I think I want to do a video comparing all my, let's break it on my dress, who cares. I'm going to do maybe my favorite Halloween, or do a month of Halloween palettes. I think that's what I might do for October. Then we have the Nightshade palette. This one was, I thought was, maybe that was Spooked was 2 years ago. And then I thought that this was last year's, but then I ended up doing a Halloween one after. But I'm glad that I got this one because I did like this one better than the second one to Spooked. And there's the Nightshade palette. It is really beautiful. Yeah, I thought this was the Halloween one, so I was like, woo, Halloween, get it now. And it wasn't. But like I said, I was really happy with that color story. Here's one of my favorites, and I think probably one of the first ones I ever got. This is the Galactic Gourmand. It is a small little six pan palette. Yes, and it is all specialty colors. There we go. I think I might have bought two together. But anyways, I think it's pretty close to one of my first ones. Then we have got the Gourmand Girls X Cosmic Peaches. This is what got me into doing Ice Cream Beauty. I saw that Daniela was doing a collab with Gourmand Girls. They were going to release 2 palettes together, but there was something about a color that they didn't think was working the way they wanted it to, so it ended up going into ice cream. And it had a choice of a more neutral one and a colorful one, and yay me, I got the colorful one. And look at it. So, whoops, the one shade came busted, but I was able to squish it in really good. So there we go. I really like that one. Ethereal Gourmand. This is another specialty one with all shimmery shades. This I got, so I did the ice cream box, but I ended up doing one of the bags because I wanted this Cirrus Soto Gourmand Girls Warriors Wear Pink. The price was right, and the money, even through ice cream, went through to the breast cancer research, I believe. So there we go. It is this beautiful color story. So it's a beautiful color story. It was not the color story I was quite expecting it to go in here, but I still love it. And especially I love the shade Susie here, is really pretty. And she's a YouTube friend of mine. Yeah, these are really beautiful. So I was happy to get this one. She had a sale a long time ago, and that you could buy a couple as a set, and I got that was when, was it? I can't remember what palette I got it with, but anyways, it was coming as a set because, it was this one was the palette, and I think it came with the Spectra as a deal. And this one has two of my favorite kind of like toppery shades. So Twinkling Lights and the Feels. They look similar, but this one's brighter and it's a little bit darker. But they are two of my favorite shimmery topper shades. And I love this palette so much. It's probably one of my favorite Gourmand Girl palettes still. And then we have Spectra Gourmand Girls X Krista Rice Makeup. I do not know her, however. And this is also a very lovely palette. I've used this one quite a lot. I really like the shade here, Pink Sand, as you can tell. And I really like the shade Twilight, as you can tell. Yeah, this is a really pretty, and I really like that shade Sci-Fi there too. Then we have a Retro Active from Gourmand Girls. And it is also a specialty shade one. I think I bought this, I think I bought Retroactive together with the Ethereal together. I bought those, the two specialty ones. And then the newest, I believe this was the newest one I got. This was the Secret Grove Gourmand Girls Ice Cream Beauty, and it is so adorable. I really love this. And look at that. It's my type of color story there. So there is all Gourmand Girls and our first shelf. So we're on to shelf drawer number 2. So I'm just going to reach in here and then just grab a small handful. Ugh. All right, so first up we have here, this is from Beauty Bay. This is the pastel palette. I just did a live with Wilma. The quality is still really, really good. I keep wanting to put it into my pan because it is old. It is one of my oldest palettes, but the colors still work. Everything smells fine. So we're not decluttering anything so far. So this we're going to keep. This one maybe. So this is Lethal Cosmetics Jolena. I got this in one of the mystery bags that they did. They did a release and then you could buy a mystery bag. I just haven't played with this one very much. There's way smaller pans. The color story is nice. I think I'm going to put this in the maybe pile because I am a huge fan of Lethal, but we gotta start somewhere. And like I said, I just really have not gravitated to this one or played with this one. I could maybe find a home somewhere. So I think for now, I'm going to put this into the maybe pile. This is a recent one that I was gifted, and this I think had come in another mystery bag that Wilma got, and I haven't had a chance to use it yet, so I'm going to keep it and play with it. It's this cute little 6-pan. I really like this color story. I think it's still working well. There we go. Though this one did feel a little gritty to the touch. The shimmer is feeling very smooth, so I think this one can stay for now. Well, we're going to be washing this dress. Okay, so then, these two, we'll do them as a package. So this is Lethal is Dead and Teresa is Lethal. The Teresa is Lethal is the second one. This one I purchased. I bought it with the blushes that came with, and I think there might even have been a highlighter. I only used it the Halloween. I got it because it was for Halloween, but I'm definitely going to put it to more use because I really do like this color story. And then I had kind of bemoaned not getting this, and then I was gifted this one because Wilma wasn't using this one either. So there we go, and I really like that color story, and I think they're a great companion. So if I do my Halloween videos, I might mix the two together because they're very companion related ones. So we'll keep those. Here we've got the Berlin 89. I know a lot of people didn't like this palette. I loved this palette. This is definitely going nowhere. I don't know why I love it. It's also the small pans, and it's one of the ones that they put together. Well, I think I say half and half now. I've built some through them, and we'll show those as well, because I don't classify those as singles because they're fully built. But I really like this palette a lot, and I'm going to keep this one. So this is one that, this is single, so we're not counting that. So this is one I built, and I really like this. So it's got greens, purples, and then a little bit of these interesting colors. So not quite pink, not quite red, but anyways, I really like those. So I built that palette, so I'm going to keep that. Is this one a total one I built? Yes. And then I built this one like so. And then what I did was, because I built them, I just take the little stickers and I cut the names out, and then I just put them on there. So I don't have to take them out to look at the names of the colors if I want to know. Yeah, so these are all lethal releases, and this one I can't remember the name, and I also reorganized it because I didn't like, well, luckily they don't have the names on the outside, but you could put it into a different order because you just poke out the back, and I did do that with that. So if they originally did have names on them, they are not in the original order, but I love this. This is going nowhere, even though I got to get back to using Lethal again. They're one of my favorite brands, and I've just not in the last little while, because again, so much makeup, and yet you see me not decluttering anything. So Greatest Tree was once a seed who held its ground. This is, I can't remember also, because they didn't put the name of the palette on here. The green one, Evergreen maybe. So this is a beautiful, I really like this one. And then we have the companion one with it, this one here. And I think one of these I reorganized as well. And I really do like that one here. So, and if you want to take a quick peek at some singles that I've got here from some various collections, this one was the Animal Charity one, and there were a few others that I got in either mystery bags or extra colors. Of course, I'm going to keep those as well. Alrighty, here we have the Queen palette from Juvia's Place, and this is the Fumi Divol. Can never pronounce her name, but Fumi. And it is, I think it's supposed to be like a face eyeshadow blush, anything you kind of can do with it palette. I used it more as eyeshadow and highlighter, but it is very pretty. I've had this one for a while. I sent to Wilma one of the other collabs with her, so I may keep this one because it is the only collab with her I still have left. This is a recent one that I got, and I was very excited because I've been dying to try Dee Dee's Signature. This is the Ultimate Cappuccino eyeshadow palette. This came in an Ice Cream Beauty, not as an X Ice Cream Beauty, but it was one of their boxes. Glad I was still doing it then. It is beautiful. I really love it. The quality is amazing, so I definitely do want to try more Dee Dee's Signature. And then next up here we have, then there'll be a whack more of this as well. This is Sugar Drizzle Polish. This also came in an ice cream box, which I was very excited. This is the Plumeria Dragon. This one is a very purpley leaning one. I love Sugar Drizzle. I hadn't bought anything from them in a while because I've been trying to do a no-buy. That's not really been working, but I've been trying to at least cut things down. So they were one of the brands that kind of got a hit for a bit, but I was very excited that this was in the palette. I've used it once, but I will definitely play some more with this. It was, I think, last month that I bought, so it's only a month or two old. So of course I'm not giving it away. If I would have hated it, maybe. And then another one I got, this was in last month's Ice Cream Beauty box. I didn't get last month's or this month's, but last month and this month they did a you can pick palette, and then if you like the other palette you can get it for $10. So I got this one and the newest one, which is a Gourmand Girls. I should be hopefully getting that from Martha soon because she still gets the box. She wanted the pinkier one, I wanted the blue, and she knew that I was missing out on the one I wanted from P. Louise that I never got. You can buy it now on the website, but it's so expensive. But this blue palette, these plastic covers, man, is perfect. I did a 2-look video with it. I love this palette. I am keeping it, and it's helping me with the blue addiction I was having. Oh, I'll just divide this last bit in two because this is Beauty Bay. So this is one of the top two are my most recent purchase. Let's just take this plastic thing out. There we go. So this one plus the ones in the Carnival 5 and the ones that I and then the little Natasha Denona. I think I am covered for and hard candy. I'm covered for blacks and silvers for a while, but I really love this. I had borrowed it from Martha because we had bought some palettes for Wilma for her birthday, and she had bought herself this one. She let me use it. I did a video. I loved it so much that when this next one came out, I had to throw that in to get it. So that means we're keeping it. Let's see here. And that is the Botanical. This is a 20 color palette. This is a 20 color palette, and it is really, really good. I didn't want to get it. At first when I was looking at it, I wish I could, though, poke them out and put them in a different order, however. I wasn't going to get it. I wasn't quite sure. I saw this, and then I saw the swatches, and I was like, ooh, that looks really kind of good once it's swatched, but I put it in the cart, took it out of the cart. And then I watched my name twin do her Sunday live, and wouldn't you know it, it looked so good that while I was talking to her, I put that and the Smoky in the cart. And I did a video with this, and it is, here we go, here is beautiful. They've upped their shimmer game, so I really like the shimmers in here. They don't get weird, so we're of course keeping that because it's new and it is good. Now this one I was gifted recently. Wilma did a declutter, so that's how I ended up with a good chunk. And then her friends got some. It's not just me. So anyways, this is the Sunset Horizons. I only had a chance to use this once. I think this might be in between the good formula and the old bad formula, but I do want to play with it. The color story is really beautiful. You can do a nice sunset eye, and then you can do some darken as well. So we're going to keep that one for now. Now, like I said, I don't have tons of Beauty Bay, so I'm going to use these two to last. Okay, so this is the Wilderness palette. This was the one where I noticed that they had a nice change in the shimmer formula, because while I love their matte formula, I always had a problem that after I did the shimmers, they would kind of feel like to break apart, and you always had to kind of tap your eye. And then I just wanted this because look at the color story. Of course, it screams me, yeah? So I thought I'd give it another go, and I didn't have that problem with these ones. So this is, I think, where the turning point was for them having better shimmers. So that leads up to these two, which are ones that I usually have to pat down. So we have, but they're limited edition. You can't get them anymore. And I think, well, we'll open them up and see. I think I like them enough to still keep them. So this is the Age of Opulence palette. So this is supposed to be kind of like a 1920 theme one. Yeah, of course I have to keep this one. Wait till you see the color story. So the color story is freaking amazing. It's kind of reminiscent a little bit of my Oceanic palette, just with no greens, but the type of blues that are in there, and kind of purple in there. This is really beautiful. Like I said, the shimmers look beautiful, but like I said, these ones here I had to tap quite a bit. But I do love this color story, and I like the mattes enough that I will have to keep this one. And then we have the Dark Fantasy palette, and I don't know why I keep all these plastic things. And this color story is gorgeous as well. You know what? This one I think I'm going to play with again, and then I'm going to make a decision in future. I think I need to give this one more go before I decide, because I like kind of this quadrant here, and the rest of it's kind of meh. So I'm going to put this in the maybe pile, put this in with the Jolena palette, and then I think I'll give it one more go before I decide to make the final decision. So let's pop that over there, because we have to be firm on a few of these. And there's going to be more because I have a lot of smaller Juvia's Place palettes, so they're going to be in another drawer, but here are some of the bigger ones that fit in here. I just did a video with this one. This is the Zulu palette. This is one of the first palettes I ever got from Juvia's Place. It's probably one of the reasons why I've been keeping it on so long, and this row is just amazing. Everything still worked really good. still smells really good. So this is definitely one of the ones that I'm going to keep. Now this is one that everybody wanted. It was the palette to have. It was out of stock for the longest time, and then it came in and out a few times. I'm not sure the status now, but it is beautiful. This one, however, I did have, I think this is the only one that I had a little bit of an issue with, and that was the color Sand here. I had to build up a little bit more. So I am contemplating maybe this one being one that will have to go, even though that I really do love this color story, and that's why I've been keeping it for so long. So but I'm going to stick this into the maybe pile, and then we can go on near the end. This one was one I wanted and I was gifted, and this is the Garden of Juvius. This one is beautiful. I have used it a few times, and I think I will keep it. So there we go. And then this, oh yeah, I was saying how there was the two different palettes. One was the Culture, and I thought I was thinking Wahala 1, Wahala 2 in my head, but here is the Wahala 2. I purchased this one because it had, at the time, I hadn't bought a lot because they were so expensive. It was one of the first in a palette of multi-chrome duochromes at an affordable price. And I do like this. It does have does have a couple glitters in it. I know that's why a lot of other people didn't buy it. Juvia's Place glitters are actually really good for a glitter. I'm not a glitter fan either, but this color story, oh, maybe there's another one there. So that's the only thing that's kind of, yeah, that one's not doing good anymore. So this could be possibly one that might be on the chopping block as well, even though I really like these 3 rows. So I'm going to put this into the think about pile, and then at the end we can decide what's 100% going to be decluttered. So the third drawer, I just grabbed a few of the awkward ones out and ones that were kind of on the side and stuff. So here we go. This is from Kaleidos. This is the Club Nebula Angelica Nyquist palette. Boy, that was the palette to get well, I guess it's quite a few years ago now. It must be 3, 4. Can't remember. Was I still here when I got it, or was I at my last place? So for sure 3 or 4 years. Here it is. I really did like it at the time. I know I tried washing my arm in between here. I know Wilma was noticing a real decline in hers, so she did on hers go and declutter it. They're swatching okay. This one I think I just I'm going to keep, but I'm going to take it out of rotation. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to declutter it, but I'm just going to keep it for nostalgia's sake in the background. I do love this packaging. I did love this color story. They're swatching okay. I did find this one a little bit difficult to use color story wise. Some of the shimmers are looking not that great in here anymore. So I think we'll just take it out of rotation, but there was a couple that I decluttered last time too that I just have as display ones, and I think I will do that as well, but I won't. So we'll call it a declutter, but I'm just not going to be giving it away or throwing it away or anything. So I think I got a whack of melt here. So melt can be hit or miss. For most of my reviews, or I watch a lot of reviews and a lot of people's comments to know which ones to get. For the most part, I think I've avoided getting any of the ones that people hated, except for that Christmas Town one, and like I said, the Halloween one was okay. The Halloween one was okay, but not enough for me to keep it. But everything else so far I've been really lucky with. But let's take a look. Some people have said over time things have happened with formula. I know they had way back when. They fixed it on a few palettes, but then some people stay still after X amount of time that the quality gets weird. But we'll see here, because there are a few that I haven't touched in a while. Now, the top 2 here we're never getting rid of. Come hell or high water, they will stay with us, and I love them. So this is the Beetlejuice. So I didn't get the full collection. I got the 2 palettes, and I think I got a few of the lipsticks, and I got one of the eye ones. but I don't think I got the whole collection. So, and I definitely didn't get the box. Now I kind of regret not getting the whole kind of PR thing for it, but here we are. So this is the Recently Deceased palette. It comes with a still from the movie. We've already got our tickets for the Beetlejuice 2 for in September. We're making a whole night of it. Here is that color story. I love it. Everything is looking as good. It's funny, I think I've used the mattes here way more than I've used the shimmers, but this is one of those ones where you're almost scared to use because it was limited edition, because it's so beautiful, but I definitely have to use it more. This is product that does get old, so you should use it, but look, it's still great. I used it not that long ago, so it's fine. And then we have the waiting room, also that beautiful packaging. Comes with like a movie still, and here's this fabulous color story here. I love the grays and blacks and the reds in here. It is one of my favorite color stories and palettes. I've even used it to mix with other palettes before, and of course I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it in rotation, and I'm going to keep it probably eventually, maybe another year or so. It will just be one that I'll put. I might maybe use my ghost face box and put some collector stuff in there, and then just keep them for memories. I'm going to leave these ones to last. And then this was one where I bought the majority of the collection, not in the box though, but this is, I ended up buying the blush separately. I've got a cut in here, I don't know how that happened. Anyways, this was the Amore y Mariposa collection. This one has also gotten a lot of hit and miss reviews on it. Not so much maybe on the quality, but size of pan, color stories. But I really like this one. I really love this orange. I like the reds. I don't, like, nothing is poofing up or looking weird. It doesn't smell. I like it. Did I use it as much as I should have? No. That's what happens when you start getting a huge collection. It's stupid, but here we are. I do love this palette, so I'm going to keep it. The last one that I'd ever bought for them was the Gemini 2. In one way, I wish I got the Gemini 1 and 2. I like both of them. They had a deal to get the thing, but again, too much. Don't need to have everything. Even when they reissued that, that double set that everybody liked, I was good, didn't buy it. But this one kind of called to me, so I did get it on a sale. I got it through their website, not through Sephora, which I don't think Sephora sells melts anymore. I didn't see anything on the website currently, or at least in Canada. I really do like this color story. I did have a lot of fun with this. Trying to remember if I had any problems with any of the shades, because I think somebody was saying that they had problems with, it was either Lovesick, Sick, or LX Queen, was it? I can't remember. I think it was one of these shades. I don't think I had any problems with these shades. I definitely, have wanting it so bad, I should definitely use it more, but I'm not seeing any poofiness, anything weird in the shimmers. Nothing is smelling funny. This one though doesn't feel nice to the touch, but is still swatching. So I think we're going to keep this one for a bit here. Then these are two that I really, really enjoyed. So Blueprint and Smoke Sections. I think this is the one that had the issues with the poofing and the puffing. So we'll look at that one last. But what I really liked, and I think this was what a lot of people complained about, was there was kind of like half neutral, half colors, but it always seemed to be the right balance of neutrals with the colors, the right tones of neutrals. So actually I really didn't mind and really enjoyed it. So this one is looking really good. So this is the Blueprint palette. I had gotten this one on, I think I got this one on a sale as well. But look at it, isn't that lovely? And these are really nice blues. Was not enough blue in here to quell my obsession with blues recently, but it is beautiful. I've had it for a while. I don't think I'll get rid of this one. I do like it. I know I got to get Brutal at some point, but there's just some, like I said, I try my best to research and look and watch reviews. There's some stuff that I buy new releases off the cuff because I want them, but especially in the beginning when I was learning brands and stuff, that's what I did. So we've got these Smoke Sessions, and I still sometimes do it with new brands that I don't know. So again, I'm not noticing anything poofing, anything being weird, so I think I can happily keep this one a little bit longer. And same thing, like, oh, here, I'll hold the two up. I took the stupid plastic things out. you see, like, they're different neutrals in there, but they always seem to go with the blues. Like, I think the neutrals that are in more neutral shades in here, I don't think they would have gone as well with the blues, and I'm not sure if these would have gone as well with the greens. I think the way they picked them, I think they did them in a really good way, and I really have trouble getting rid of anything that's green. And like I said, I'm not seeing anything being poofy or weird. I'm definitely going to start using older palettes and filming with them. My friend Rhea does a Is It Too Old for Fridays, where she takes mostly more kind of newer release palettes, but ones that have been around, but were ones that she bought way after the hype, and mixes them with the Beauty Bay Bright Mattes to do anything that's missing in colors. I think I might do this shame, because there are some one where I need at some point to be brutal because they are getting a little bit old. I've had this one probably 3 years, somewhere in there. But I'm still loving it, so there's, you know, I'm not going to give that up yet. I'm just making my way through plastic things to throw out. So here I've got more set up to brands, because some brands are really good and keep a lot of sizing the same or close-ish, or they'll have series of the same size, so it's a little bit easier to store. But here, let's do the probably the most popular one they've ever done. So we've got a BH Cosmetics. They sort of exist, sort of don't. I have no idea what's going on with that brand. But here is the Sweet Shop Pistachio palette. I didn't get it first or second round, I think, because it kept selling out and it was a crazy thing. But when finally it was kind of a little bit steady that you can get it, they had a sale and I picked it up. I love this palette. I used it not that long ago. I think it might have been in one of my Name Twin collabs. It's really, really good. It still works really nicely. The shades are fine. So, and this is like kind of like a classic. So maybe eventually it will end up being one that I'll take out of commission, but just to keep for memory's sake. And I won't do that with tons of them, but there are just certain ones that really stick out. And I think this is one of them. So they also did this thing, which they did a birthstone collection. Funnily enough, I didn't like the one they did for May, but they did, I think, a whole year of these. I'm not sure if they did more than 1 year, but anyways, I was doing them. I was watching Angelica Nyquist at the time, where she was buying them every month and reviewing them, or getting them every month, however it was. I liked August and September. Seemed to be 2 months in a row I really, really liked. I bought these, so I think I might have bought them together. I think I bought August and September together, so when September's came out, I bought the two together because I really liked them, and I didn't like anything after them. But these are cute little palettes here. This one does have is it a glitter? Yeah, it does have a glitter in it, which I hate. I think that was the only thing I didn't like about this palette. The main theme had the biggest shade, so I definitely really like these at the moment. This one, again, I really have trouble with anything that has a green theme to it, but I only really kind of like the 1, 2, and 3. So I think for now I'm going to stick this in a think about decluttering pile. I know, it's got greens in it. What am I thinking? And then we have the Sapphire. This one I liked better, even though it too has freaking glitter in there and it's starting to go all over. Makes me crazy. But out of the two, this is the more perfect color story. I liked all the shades in there except for that freaking glitter. Some brands do a good glitter, I will say that. Like, I like the Juvia's Place glitter is one. I like Sea Color. I liked their glitters were pretty good. They felt almost more like eyeshadows. They weren't too patchy with big spaces in between them and needed a lot of padding and glitter glue. They're more shadow. They weren't the gel ones, which are the worst of all times. So, but I do like this color story here. But again, I haven't used this one in a while either. So I think I'm going to put this in the maybe pile for declutter. I think we'll do the official declutter at the end. I'm just going to start collecting these things and then we will go through them. But I think both of these may be ones that I will be willing to give up here. Now I have 3 more here that were real popular ones. Some of these were favorites from Angelica and a few other people, and these I had gotten all as a gift from Wilma's Declutter. So I have the Mimosa palette. This one here is really, really pretty. It does look like a mimosa. It does make you want to have a beautiful guava type drink with an umbrella in it. I really do like this one. It even has a shade called Guava, so I'm going to keep this one. We've got avocado toast. This was, I think, one of the biggest ones that everybody really liked. I need to play with it more. I think I've played with it twice. I really do like this color story, and I think if I'm getting rid of the other two, I think I can keep this one here. And then this one, I think, was Angelica's favorite of all time, was the blueberry muffin. And this one is really nice too. It is supposed to be the more blue one. It isn't as blue as I would like it, but definitely more into the blueberry muffin type blues. So this is pretty nice. I was just gifted this recently. I haven't used it that much, so I think for now I'm going to keep this one here. So there we go. One of my other favorite brands. They do have a new palette out. I haven't got their last 2 or 3 palettes. If I had the money to be a completionist and take all my favorite brands and buy every single palette they released, Nomad Cosmetics would be one of them. Sometimes the last little while, I'd say the last 3 or 4 maybe that I got, they were definitely when they were having a really good sale and somebody else was buying some, so I kind of jumped in so I didn't have to pay shipping. But I do love them. The new one looks really nice. It has the reds on the left side are stunning and the yellows on the right side. The middle, I'm a little meh, but the outsides of this new palette are, so it's kind of like, maybe their next sale. And then the palette before was really quite nice too. Don't ask me names because I'm old. All right, so this was one, is this one of the first ones? Maybe the second or third one I got. This is Home for the Holidays. So they had, and I think this new one is maybe Asian inspired as well, from an Asian country, because they do them from destinations. They had done one, they did several, I think the Tokyo one, which I regret not getting, but then they did this other one. There seemed to be some kind of blowback regarding the names of the titles or something. Anywho, they took the favorite shades out of it and made it into a Christmas palette because everybody was like, oh, but those beautiful shimmers. You can't waste the beautiful shimmers. So we got, the Home for the Holidays. I love this little shimmery palette. It is beautiful. It's one of the few ones that I classify as a Christmas palette that I use around the Christmas season. So we're definitely keeping it. It's this one and the Beauty Moon, I think, and the one from Gourmand Girl. So I have 3 that are Christmas themed. I don't need more than that. I don't think I'm more a Halloween person than a Christmas person, but you know, you go to parties and things. So we're keeping that. Here is, I'm just gonna, in the order I pulled them out. This is Whistler Snow Lodge, of course, Whistler, BC, Canada. Of course, this one's not going anywhere. This one is beautiful. It is definitely a Snow Bunny's Dream color story. So we are keeping that one. We have the Iceland one. I can't read that. Oh, there we go. Iceland Fire and Ice. Just the rating is weird on there. So it's the Intense Eyeshadow Palette. I really do like this one a lot. I think it's probably one of the ones I've used the most. Again, a lot of times it doesn't look like it because, you know, using the most could be half a dozen times or so these days. This is a really nice palette. I do like this one. So I have a feeling it's probably no Nomad that are going anywhere. This one I got on sale just before, I think it's this one, or is it that one? No, maybe it's this one. Okay, no, this one I bought. This is the Marrakesh. No, I think this one I just bought on my own in a sale, I think. I don't know. This one is really pretty. It's very highly neutral, but I do like these yellowies and I do like these green shades, and I have enjoyed it the couple times that I've used it, so I'm going to keep it. And then this one I got just before it discontinued. This is the Cartagena Magica. Yes, this one is really, really pretty. I like it. Again, because, you know, trying to be completionist. There's definitely a few I missed. That Tokyo, words. Anyways, the Tokyo one. So the Tokyo one, and there's one other one. So there's 2 of the older ones that I think they are now discontinued. I kind of regret not getting, but I did manage to snap this one up before it was no more. This one, the packaging and everything is absolutely splendid. This is the Royal Europe. I don't think I'm going to get rid of that one. It's pretty new. It's pretty beautiful. Again, I eyed that one. I had missed it during the new release cycle, but when they had a sale, so Martha and I went in to order some, and not that nice tactile. So I think we're going to keep that. And then we've got a couple of their kind of Halloween ones. So this is Ghost Town USA. This was the second one in that. So last year's, I believe. I was buying so much Halloween last year. It was redonk. This one's not my favorite color story because you could totally, but they fit the theme. I could totally do without those 2 rows. But the rest of it, I really, actually even almost the 3 rows. But these 3 rows in that shade, these are ones I could do without. But I think it's beautiful. It's relatively new. Again, a little bit of a completionist for the ones I have, so I'm going to keep that one. So here we've got Haunted Europe. This was the first kind of Halloween themed one. This one is a perfectly Halloween, perfectly spooky. I've used this one quite a lot. A lot of the embossings on them are starting to come off. I think this is a great color story. It's very grungy, and yeah, I like that. And then we have a couple other ones. Oh, here. And then we've got, and then I'll show you the one that started it all for me. And this is the Paradise Islands. And this one is really, I bought this at release time, I believe. I just couldn't resist this one. It's kind of a cross between this one and the Tokyo one, because this one does have a little bit of a, of that kind of feel where it's, pastels. So it had the same kind of feel, kind of like the pastels a little bit, but it was newer, so I went with this one, and I really do like this one. And the one that got me really excited and was what wanted me to try the brand was the Orient Express palette. Squishy. So this is the very first one that I bought. It's got that nice velvet texture. I love everything 20s, 30s. Another piece of plastic. I like how they do paper now. And this color story is amazing. This is how I figured out the great color quality. Yeah, it is pretty neutral, but this was also in the beginning of doing makeup again and indie makeup again. So I was just starting to play with color. So at the time, this was perfect. But I love this, and this one I will not give up. If it eventually stops not being any good or being issues, it's one that this is again another one that I would keep for nostalgia. And okay, and then what I have left is a recent one, and it's just 2 palettes, and I got this from Creature Cosmetics. I was gifted this as a surprise gift, and it is from the Terrifier collection. So I've got this little video one here. It's called a Miles County Massacre. There's shades on each side. I love the Creature Cosmetics quality. I would like to buy more. I think I have a few other small palettes coming up shortly, but this is one of the first bigger palettes that I own. I've borrowed some because Martha is a huge Creature fan. She's bought so much of the stuff. I don't think she was a Terrifier fan, but she's bought a lot of the other stuff. And then there was this little palette, which was just so much fun. And so there we go. That is the end of the first half of our Declutter eyeshadow collection. So on to the next part. So now I'm on to 2 out of the shelves out of my vanity and out of my extra case, the 1 random pile, and then the last bit will be the last 2 drawers. And that's where there's a lot more little ones. So the other ones had more bigger sizes, but the 1, 2, at least 3 drawers are gonna have a lot more smaller items. So off we go. So first off, I have from ZZ Cosmetics, I have 3 of their palettes. The first one I ever got was the ZZ ex-British Museum. They're all numbered. I can't remember what number this one is, and it's not on the packaging here. I never took that off the mirror, so yay, so we can hold it up. There's our little insert, and there is that color story here. It is very, very pretty. I'm running out of space here. It is really, really nice. These are definitely more lighter shades. It is definitely in the Asian makeup aesthetic. This was the bright, at the time, I think the brightest of the ones from the British Museum. I just love this red here. It looks like it's wet, which it is not. This shimmery gorgeousness. I love these palettes. I love the packaging. Even if I don't use them, I want to keep them because they're something that could be nicely displayed later or something to do with. I'm going to try and be a bit more brutal in this next portion, but I don't think this one is going to be part of a brutal cull. The second one that I got, this one, and then when I first heard about ZZ, I heard about this British museum. I did an order for lipsticks and powder, and then my order weirdly got canceled, and then it arrived a few months later, so I guess they did it as a promo to send out, so there we go. And then I bought that after, and then I have this one here. This is the Fireworks 16 color eyeshadow. This is number 9, so this is 9 in the series. And this one too, got your nice insert. This is such a beautiful color story. I have used it a few times, 2, 3, 4 times maybe. I really do like this color story. This was, I think I probably, except for that shiny drippy red in here, I might like this color story a little bit better. But I do like this, and I'm going to keep this one as well. The packaging is just so beautiful. You know, if I ever get down to just having a display of a few things, these are definitely something nice to display. And then lastly, I got this, and well, you'll see why. Cats. So this is the again part of the Fireworks 16. This is palette number 7, and again, it has the cutest little insert. And while it's not my favorite color story, it is pretty neutral. I really do like this quad over here. I think I will say it. I bought it more for this packaging. I do like this. They have glitters too, but this is one of the kind of like ones with like shapes or something in it, like little stars and things. So it's hilarious. But I do like that little corner there. Actually, that corner is pretty nice too. Actually, if I look at it at quads, yeah, I like that, like that, like that, like that. So if I put it on as quads, yeah, it's like having 4 quads in here. Okay, maybe I do like it a little bit more than I thought. So we're keeping it. And plus cats. So there we go. And that's from palettes. I think that's all I have from ZZ, so I don't think there's anything more that will pop up. We were talking about my eye look at the beginning, where we've got here, that I just got this, is the Hunter and the Prey from Blairdale MUA Cosmetics. I did a video with this. This is a fabulous little palette. I really, really like it. It's nice and grungy and fun. The shimmer I put, poke myself in the inner corner there. It's nice and bright. Kind of, I guess I could have used that shimmer, but I wanted to try the one from Be Perfect. Well, that one looks like it may be splitting a little bit. But anywho, this one is a really, really great little palette. They have, on Instagram, this is via Etsy. They're from Alberta, so they're Canadian. So yeah, of course I'm keeping this. I just got it, and I really quite like it. Okay, next. So we've got here, I'm a big fan of Colored Rain. There might be a few smaller palettes. Oh, is this Colored Rain? Yes, a few smaller palettes showing up. This was the first palette I ever got from them. It's their Pigment and Shadows palette. The case itself is starting to fall apart and split apart. It is this color story here. I used this on my live with Wilma, where we were using older palettes to see if they were still good. And all the palettes we picked were still really good. The quality of this is really, really good. I bought this close to the same time as I bought the Beauty Bay Bright Mattes. I think I might have bought this and then the Bright Mattes. And then when I was looking at it, I was like, wow, a lot of these shades are kind of in the Bright Mattes. I really, if I was smart, I really would have thought it through. I should have bought one versus the other. Really do like this palette. I don't use it as much as I should. It is an all matte palette. I'm not sure if I could find a home for this, or if I should declutter it, or should keep it. Like I said, I do like it, but I do have a few other, or at least for sure one other Colored Rain. I might have a few smaller ones. Well, we'll find out. But I think I'm going to put this maybe on the chopping block. Like I said, it's pretty old. The case is, as you can see here, starting to fall apart. I don't use this as much as I should. It's an all matte palette, which is a good thing. I love all mattes. So I'm going to put this in the maybe a declutter pile, and we will talk about this more at the end. Like I said, I have to be a little bit more brutal, especially if they're way older now. So I've got a couple here from Lois Cosmetics. Here is... Let's go. This was the last one. So this was the Meet Me at Midnight palette. This one was the last one. I don't know what's going on with Lois. They haven't released anything in a while. I know the postal strike and everything was very hard on them in the UK, but I do love this palette. I will keep it forever. I was actually her first Canadian purchase for one of my other palettes that I've got. Yeah, there should be 2 more. The first palette that I got from her, and she's like, you're my first Canadian purchase. So I was very excited about that. So that's the Meet Me at Midnight, and of course we're keeping that. Then this is the one that went viral, Meet Me in the Underworld. It's kind of like a fall Halloween release. It is absolutely gorgeous. Her quality is fabulous. I have all the palettes that she's put out. It is so beautiful. Seeing it like this does not do it justice. It does look a little bit better in person, and the quality is pretty great. Did I hard pan that one? Oh, I might have one as hard pan. Some shimmers don't like it when you stick your phalanges in there, and yet you know how I am. Oh no, we're doing okay. I was gonna say that maybe I just need to take a piece of tape to it, but there we go. This one is also going nowhere because I love Lois and I love this palette. So this is one of my favorite palettes ever. This is the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Nocturnal palette. It was in this beautiful, I don't know if it's leather or faux leather case. I was gifted this from Wilma. She has a little trauma with Glaminatrix, but that's okay because look, it's for me. I've used this one quite a bit. I really love this. They've now made a smaller version, which I think is supposed to travel well. The original one, she had to wait a long time. There was a big backup. Then at least 2, if not more shades came broken. They sent replacements. I think Wilma was kind and put the replacements in here. This is a beautiful palette. I love it. It is one of my favorite color stories. It definitely is screaming me. I love this. I will never give this one up. Here is the Colored Rain Thunder. Oh, I wanted this one so bad. And then they had a mystery bag that said new products. And I was like, please let it be in there. And it was. And of course it is beautiful blues. Definitely what you would think a thunderstorm would look like before, middle, during, and after. It is absolutely beautiful. I love this palette. This one we're for sure keeping. And then here we go. We found my other 2 Lois palettes. So we've got, I probably bought these 2 together, and this was why it was her first purchase. This is, and then I did buy a mystery bag at one point, and it had this one in it again, which I did a contest, and one of my friends won it. So that was kind of cool. So this is the Gone Rogue palette. I was almost going to keep the one that I got in the mystery bag because this color is my favorite green. This one, and there's one other palette coming up somewhere around here that has my other favorite green, but those 2 greens are my favorite. I almost kept it just so I could have an extra green one, but come on. You know how hard it is to pan shadows these days, but I love the Gone Rogue palette. And then I think the 3 that I just had shown, they were still available. This one, unfortunately, got discontinued, and this one, the Rose Metal, it is beautiful. It is my favorite pinky rose palette. I've used this one quite a lot. Can almost say this is probably pretty close to my favorite of the 4. The Meet Me in the Underworld is up there, and of course Gone Rogue has my favorite green, but I think the complete ass package is this one. This one is so beautiful, and I would say if she still had them, go get it. But if you do see it somewhere, if it's on Poshmark or something, I would totally get it. It is one of my favorite palettes. So I will be forever keeping the 4 from Lois Cosmetics. What do we got here? This is the Reckless palette. This is, here we go. This is Saint Angel Sinners. I don't know how this one got in here, but it is her collab with Calvin Brockington Artistry. Always have a problem with his last name. I don't know why. It is absolutely beautiful. I just got this. It's very new. I've like last month maybe. So I've only had a chance to use it, I think, twice. I do like this. Again, it was, did I buy or get this in PR? No, I got this in PR. I like this. This is the I think for a makeup artist, the Blair Dale one is the same idea. It's, I think, a really good, you can tell it was made by somebody that's gone to school for makeup artistry and does makeup artistry. Like Blair Dale, I think, is 20 or 21. He's very young. Calvin is a little bit older, but same thing. It's just, you know, you've got some neutrals, you've got some depth, some light, a little bit of shimmer, little pops of color. It's a really good, you can tell that a makeup artist put this together, and I really enjoy this. His lip glosses are really good. So I'm keeping this as well. Here we go. Yeah, so there's going to be some stuff in weird orders here. So here we go. This is the Artitude Cosmetics Color Splash Dive into a World of Color. Half my Artitude I bought and half I got as gifts. This one was a gift. Wilma was doing a giveaway and then was sent an extra one of these. It had a bunged up cover, and so she couldn't put it in the giveaway, and then she says, do you want it? And I said, well, yes, I do. And here we go. This is absolutely beautiful. Artitude is one of my new favorites. Like I said, their newest palette is on my wish list. This is reminiscent of another palette that I have, though. When it comes up, we'll see if we'll keep that one, but this one I'm definitely keeping. Only had a chance to use this particular one once. I haven't had it very long, but I will definitely play with this one some more. This particular set altogether, and we are on to Give Me Glow. So this one I just got in one of their big sales. I've been looking at it forever. It's their Christmas morning. So they had it on sale because they're now making smaller versions of these. Apparently, some people were asking for smaller pans. I don't know, are they nuts? But I know that does help with pricing, so I get it. Look at this. So I forgot. So I do have one more Christmas one. And it's because I just got this one pretty recently. So they were doing them 50% off. So I'm like, okay, now's my chance to finally, and had it in stock. Every other time I tried to get it when they had a sale or something, it was sold out. So I was very happy to get this. So of course I am keeping this. I really do like Give Me Glow a lot. I have one of my favorite loose highlighters of all time is a Give Me Glow. Here is the first palette I got from. So they had the Vintage Rose, and there's the Vivid Rose. So the Vintage Rose is a little bit smaller. I think it might have less shades. And while I really like that color story, and I eyed it for years and years and years, when this one came out, I wanted this one instead. So while I still would like the Vintage Rose, and I think they've made that one in the smaller one, maybe that's something for future, this is like the bee's knees. The quality is good, the shades are beautiful, like this bright pink, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. So we're keeping that. Then this is, no, I think that one might be the newest one, but this is one of the newer ones I bought. This is the Haunted Pumpkin. So their shipping to get to me is pretty expensive. So, so 2 purchases I did on my own, and then 2 I did via Martha, because she has a US post box and she was buying as well. So we've got the Haunted Pumpkin. I got this last year. I love this one. I think I did a 2-look video on it. I love the ginormous pants. I love this color story. It's fabulous. So of course it is going nowhere. Then we have the Give Me Glow. This is my newest one, Summer Vibes. It was buy one, get one free. And Martha was wanting one, and I'm like, well, I'll take one of those. So we just split the cost. So it was like getting it for 50% off. And there we go. It is really beautiful. It is really summer vibes. Yes, for somebody that doesn't like a lot of neutrals, there is a fair share in here. But like these 2 greens, this orangey shade, this yellow, it's a really beautiful, the beautiful pans, the quality, I like it, and the price is right. So there we go with the Give Me Glow. I think that's all I own from Give Me Glow, besides some other little things, but I mean palette wise, I think that may be it. Alrighty, next up we've got some Saint Angel's Sinners. So we looked at all the little ones there. So now we've got some other ones here. So I think the majority, I think the majority I got in PR. So this is the Just Anne St. Angel Sinners, the Snow Glow palette. Okay, so I'm finding more Christmas ones as I'm going along. Who knew? So this one's pretty recent. Oh no! Oh, Enchanted, you have fallen out. Oh, there's gonna be, I'm gonna have to rub this into my top, or there's gonna be shimmer everywhere. Okay, we'll have to try and press that later. So the Enchanted has died. Alrighty, I'm just gonna put this safely somewhere because we gotta repress it. Okay, so there's the Just In palette. Here is the Wake Up, Bake Up, Makeup. There's another smaller version I have. That was the All Shimmer. And then this is the one that is not all shimmers that we looked at earlier. So there's like a 411 palette. I really like this one. Nothing St. Angel Sinners is going, just to put it out there. I have the Be the Gift. This one is absolutely amazing. So, oh, I gotta be careful. Some of her shimmers are, this one came a little busted and I've tried repressing it. Some of her shimmers are a little fragile, so one needs to be careful. So I might need to repress that one again. But the color payoff is pretty fabulous. I've got the Jewels palette. A lot of these are pretty, the bigger ones are recent. There we go. Oh, there's one missing. It's got to be somewhere around. Yes, we talked about that one earlier. Anywho, then we've got the Bless palette. So this is named, it's for the Sassies. It is a remake palette of another color story that should have been for something else. But these have been renamed, a few colors changed, but it is absolutely fabulous. I love it, especially my shade. And then the first palette I ever, no, the other one that's somewhere that I don't know if we've talked about, I think it's lost in the shovel. Here's the first one, but this one might be like the second or third one I got. So this is Steph's Pier. This is never ever going anywhere. Look at this, it's so beautiful. So we are keeping that. So that's all that. Ooh, we're quickly running out of space here. So let's grab this other makeup palette. Oh, there, yeah, there's some more St. Angel Sinners and stuff underneath there. So let me see if I can put that into an order. Here are the other two St. Angel Sinners that got mixed up. So then I have, though I didn't get it in, did I get this one in the box? Yes, I did. So this is the St. Angel Sinners Ice Cream Beauty Friendsgiving. This was in an ice cream box. This one is also so beautiful. This one is also never ever going anywhere. And then the first palette that I ever got from St. Angel Sinners was the St. Angel Sinners Fairy Lights. It was on the top of favorite palettes for the year I got it. So was it last year? Or the year before? I can't even remember anymore. I think it was last year. This is also a perfect color stories of pink and greens. So this is also the first ever bit of PR I ever got. So this one will also stay with me forever. Let's see here. Then I've got a few more Artitude cosmetics. I've got the Obsession palette and the Man Eater Untamed. The Obsession I got in, did I get it in a mystery box or did I buy it as new? Because one I got as a gift and one I bought. I think this was the one that, yes, I bought this with a few other things, a highlighter and something else. So I bought this one. It is staying because, like I said, this is becoming one of my new favorite brands. And this one I was gifted. This is the Man Eater palette. It is, gifted as in my birthday present. I got this from Wilma for my birthday last year, and oh, it's so gorgeous. So that is staying as well. Alrighty, let's see here. Okay, let's do brands. Should have some more somewhere else, but here are the ones that I think, or do I only have two? Maybe I only have two? Okay, Blend Money. So we've got the Surge palette. That was the first palette I ever got from Blend Money. I love this layout. I love the quality. I love how she does it. It's just perfect. Keeping it. And then this one, there is, if you know the drama regarding this palette. So they were 50% off, I believe. So I bought one for me and one for Wilma. And this is also a perfect palette, and she always lays them out so perfectly. I love the way she does them. So there we go. We're of course keeping those. My other new favorite, and I'm still regretting not getting the first palette, you should all know. And this should be hopefully it coming soon, and that is Cosmic Brushes. All right, so this is the newest one, the Cool Trolls. I love this. Of course, it's not going anywhere. The Delicious Delights is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. It is keeping it. The Winter Wonderland, the Christmassy one, of course I'm keeping it. Well, 1000% of keeping this, the limited edition Gothic one. I don't know if it's coming back or not. Again, this one, I thought I was ordering the Delicious Delights, but I had popped this one in by error, and then luckily they added the other one in for me. But I love this palette so much. It's possibly up there as one of my favorite cosmic brushes so far. And the one, of course, that made everybody go absolutely bananas is the Serenity palette. And it is a beautiful. It is beautiful. And like I said, the Royal Rose, I believe, is the one I'm still kicking myself for. But if they do make it back again, I think it was something to do with not being able to get some certain colors. So if they're able to get them back again, then I will pick up that palette. And then from this stack, before I go into like a tray and a drawer, I have from Mad Witch Cosmetics. This was their first release. This is the Celestial Collective Chance palette. And this one is also super, super good. Steph did an amazing job. I did have receive one that came busted. It is The Time Is Now. It's beautiful orange shimmer, but it is gorgeous. I think I managed to save most of it. But I think this is also another very perfect first palette, where some neutrals with some pops of colors, so you can cover the neutral people and then you can cover the people that would like to try some color. So this is really good, and spoiler alert, I have the new one coming. So editing me here. So I was editing the video, it got super long. It was at like 3 hours. So we're gonna cut this into 2 parts. So there we go. I just wanted to pop this in there. If all of a sudden it feels like it's cut off a little bit too soon, I thought I would better do a little note in between here before my outro. Okay, there we go. Hope you like this and that you like part 2 as well. Well, that was the end of part 1. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends, and we can watch part 2 together coming tomorrow. Alrighty, bye-bye.